Justice denied, the acquittal in the Tyre Nichols case. On a cold January night in 2023, Tyre Nichols' life was brutally cut short. The 29-year-old died after a savage beating just steps from his mother's home in Memphis, Tennessee. 5 Memphis police officers were initially charged in connection with his death, promising a semblance of justice. But that promise has been shattered. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. 3 of those officers, Justin Smith, Demetrius Haley, and Tadarrius Bean, have been acquitted on all state charges. The jury's decision has sent shockwaves through the community and across the nation. These officers, who swore an oath to protect and serve, now walk free, at least for now. They were facing charges of second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression. Despite the severity of these charges, the jury found them not guilty. While they still await sentencing on federal charges, this acquittal is a devastating blow to the pursuit of justice for Tyre Nichols. 2 other officers involved have pleaded guilty to both state and federal charges, offering a glimmer of accountability. Former Officer Desmond Mills Jr. even testified for the prosecution, seemingly confirming the brutality of that night. But his testimony was not enough to sway the jury in this case. A nightmare began with a traffic stop on January 7, 2023. Tyre Nichols was pulled over for alleged reckless driving, a claim that was later deemed unsubstantiated by the Memphis police chief himself. Fearful, or perhaps already aware of the potential danger, Nichols fled on foot. What followed was not a pursuit, but a hunt. A brutal confrontation that ended with Nichols crying out for his mother as he was beaten mercilessly. The video footage of the beating is seared into the collective memory. It showed officers allegedly beating Nichols, their actions callous and inhumane. Some were even seen laughing. The release of this footage ignited a firestorm of public outrage. Protests erupted across the country, demanding justice for Tyre Nichols and an end to police brutality. But today, that outrage is mixed with despair. Attorneys for the Nichols family have called the verdict a devastating miscarriage of justice. They emphasize the graphic nature of the assault, the undeniable evidence, and the apparent denial of accountability. The family has called for peaceful protests, a plea for calm amidst the storm of injustice. The 5 officers involved were part of the Scorpion Unit, a specialized group assembled to address violence in the city. But some argue that this unit was not a solution, but a problem. Attorney Tony Romanucci has labeled the Scorpion Unit an oppression unit. He, along with many others, called for its immediate disbandment. The unit has since been deactivated, but the damage has been done. Ben Crump, another attorney representing the Nichols family, has highlighted the biased beliefs that officers often hold towards Black and brown citizens. This bias, he argues, fuels the very violence they are supposedly fighting against. Tyre Nichols was more than just a victim. He was a 29-year-old aspiring photographer who loved skateboarding and capturing the beauty of sunsets. He was a son, a brother, a friend. His mother, Rovon Wells, has expressed her deep sorrow and the inability to fully grieve her son. She has asked the public not to let children see the horrific footage of his beating. She remembers him as a beautiful soul, a good person who did not deserve to die in such a brutal manner. This acquittal is not just about 3 officers. It is about a system that allows such brutality to occur. A system that protects those who abuse their power. A system that consistently fails Black and brown communities. It is a system that needs to be fundamentally changed. We must ask ourselves, how can we ensure that this never happens again? How can we hold law enforcement accountable for their actions? How can we create a society where everyone is treated with dignity and respect, regardless of their race or socioeconomic status? The fight for justice for Tyre Nichols is far from over. The federal charges against these officers remain. The civil lawsuit filed by the Nichols family is ongoing. But more than that, the fight for systemic change must continue. We must demand accountability from our elected officials. We must support organizations working to reform the criminal justice system. We must educate ourselves and others about the realities of police brutality and racial injustice. We cannot allow Tyre Nichols' death to be in vain. We must honor his memory by fighting for a better future, a future where justice is not just a word, but a reality for all. This is not a time for silence. It is a time for action. Contact your elected officials and demand police reform. Support organizations working to end police brutality. Share Tyre Nichols' story and raise awareness about the ongoing fight for justice. Attend peaceful protests and demonstrations. Educate yourself and others about the systemic issues that contribute to police violence. Most importantly, never forget Tyre Nichols. Never forget the injustice he suffered. Never give up on the fight for a better world. The grief of Rovon Wells is a weight that no parent should ever have to bear. To lose a child is unimaginable. To lose a child to such senseless violence is unbearable. Her strength in the face of such tragedy is an inspiration. Her unwavering commitment to seeking justice for her son is a testament to the power of a mother's love. We must stand with her. We must support her. We must honor her son's memory by fighting for a world where no other mother has to endure such pain. This acquittal shatters the illusion that justice is blind. It reveals the deep-seated biases and systemic inequalities that plague our legal system. It is a stark reminder that the fight for equality is far from over, that we must remain vigilant in our pursuit of justice for all. We cannot allow this verdict to discourage us. We must use it as fuel to continue the fight, to demand change, to create a more just and equitable society. Tyre Nichols' legacy will not be defined by the brutality of his death. It will be defined by the movement he inspired, the conversations he sparked, the change he helped to create. His name will forever be associated with the fight for police reform and racial justice. His story will serve as a reminder of the urgent need for change. Let us honor his memory by continuing that fight, by working towards a world where no one is judged by the color of their skin, where everyone is treated with dignity and respect, where justice prevails. Why was Tyre Nichols pulled over in the first place? Why did the officers resort to such extreme violence? Why did the jury acquit these officers despite the overwhelming evidence? These are questions that demand answers, questions that we must continue to ask until we get the truth. The pursuit of justice requires transparency and accountability. We must demand both from our law enforcement agencies and our legal system. The road ahead will be long and difficult, but we cannot afford to give up. We must continue to fight for police reform. We must demand accountability from our elected officials. We must support organizations working to end police brutality. We must educate ourselves and others about the systemic issues that contribute to racial injustice. We must never forget Tyre Nichols. Together, we can create a better future, a future where justice prevails, a future where everyone is treated with dignity and respect, a future where no one has to suffer the same fate as Tyre Nichols. Let us not allow this acquittal to silence us. Let us not allow it to discourage us. Let us use it as fuel to continue the fight for justice. Let us honor Tyre Nichols' memory by working towards a world where such brutality is never allowed to happen again. Let us stand together, united in our pursuit of justice. Let us create a better future for all.